to the detail how the nutrition happening, how the digestion happening in our human body. So the nutrition, of course, the starting from where our mouth. So we know that we are taking the mouth, taking the food through our mouth, and what happening, we have what different types of teeth we have, right? And what is the function of teeth? Helping to break down the food, the big heavy food material to crushing into small pieces. And even we know that there is an associative gland present in our mouth, that is called what? Salivary gland. And the salivary gland producing one enzyme. Enzymes are nothing but the biological catalyst helping to break down what the food material. So mouth, which contains salivary gland, and the salivary gland producing one enzyme, that or the biological catalyst or biological enzymes, that is called what? Saliva. Okay, so that saliva, what is the function of saliva? We already know that saliva is helping to convert what? The food material or the starch into sugar. So we know that the absorption, generally we know that we will say the absorption is happening in our small intestine, because we know the most part of the digestion or the most part of the absorption of the food is happening in where? The small intestine, right? But we know from the mouth itself the digestion is going to start, or the absorption is going to start, because our mouth contains what? Saliva. Saliva contains one enzyme, that is also very important. Saliva is produced by the salivary gland, but our saliva contains one enzyme, that is called what? Salivary amylase. What is salivary amylase? And it having one more name, that is called ptyalin. What is ptyalin? Is the another name of salivary amylase, but it's not required, you can mention salivary amylase. Ptyalin spelling is PTY. P is silent actually. PTYALIN. Ptyalin. Okay, so that is the spelling of ptyalin. That is nothing but salivary amylase, and that enzyme is produced by saliva. Okay, and saliva is a secretion of what? Thus associative gland known as salivary gland present in our mouth. Now, so we know that the digestion of the foods, we are starting from not only in small intestine, it is starting from the mouth itself. So what is the digestion happening there, or what is the breaking happen there? The saliva contains salivary gland producing an enzyme, that is called what? Salivary amylase or ptyalin, that is breaking the starch, the rice we are eating, and the starch that is converting into sugar. So little digestion happening, or little conversion of food happening there. Now everything now going to where? From mouth to the esophagus it is going. Okay, we know food pipe, that is known as esophagus, and through the esophagus it's a narrow tube, and through the esophagus it is reaching to the next part of the alimentary canal, that is called what? Stomach. And stomach, we know that the stomach which contain gastric glands. What is the stomach which contain the gastric glands? So we know that salivary gland is coming under mouth, the gastric gland is coming under stomach. So let's see. So the stomach contains gastric glands, and what are the secretion of these gastric glands? Secretion means what? Producing. So let's see. The gastric glands producing gastric juice. The gastric glands producing a gastric juice, and which contains the enzymes. What are the enzymes present in the gastric juice produced by the gastric gland? The first one is pepsin, second one is hydrochloric acid, and the third one is mucus. And this all you studied in your 7th standard. Pepsin, hydrochloric acid, and mucus is produced by the gastric glands in the form of gastric juice. Now let's see the function of all the three. The function of pepsin is, we know what? It break down the proteins. Whatever the proteins are there, that proteins are breaking down into small pieces by the pepsin. Hydrochloric acid, of course, we know, which makes the medium in stomach acidic, and also which helps to to kill the microorganism, because we know that pH of that, which acid is hydrochloric acid, which having the pH is, it's a strong acid, and that if any microorganisms or some unwanted living organisms are there, that is curable, that's killing that unwanted organisms. Also which makes the medium in stomach acidic. Now the last one is mucus. What is the function of mucus? Mucus protect the inner lining or the inner walls of the stomach, and also we know actually the mucus is made up of some bicarbonates and some alkaline. Alkali means what? Bases. And now we know stomach contain acid, but the mucus is made up of some bicarbonates and alkaline substance. You know why? Because even we know if whenever we feel indigestion, we need to be drink more water or we need to take antacids, but also in a little extent this mucus will be protect the acidic concentration. Because why? The mucus is made up of bicarbonates and it contains some alkaline materials, so that alkaline materials can be little, not much, little neutralized by this acid concentration. But of course the major neutralization happen when we drink more water, or we need to be, if we feel more pain, then you need to take antacids. So clear? So mucus protect the inner lining or the walls of the stomach by the action of acid. So clear? These are the three function of what? Pepsin, hydrochloric acid and mucus. Very very important, and which is happening in the stomach. Then after that, now again some of little more digestion happen. Then digestion is nothing but what? The splitting of food material. That only we are studying in nutrition. Then there all the food material then move towards where? The small intestine. Again we know the ultimate digestion happening in where? The small intestine. It's very very important. The upper part of the small intestine called the duodenum. It's not required, not much. That term duodenum is not much important. So let's see, the food is moving towards the where? Small intestine. So we know, but in the small intestine later we'll be study. At last we have a intestinal juice is there. But before going to that intestinal juices, we know when the food reach the small intestine receives the secretions from some other material, especially the associative glands. What are the other associative glands present in the small intestine? Which have liver and pancreas. It's very very important. So whenever the food reach from stomach to the small intestine, which receives the secretions from the pancreas and the liver. And we know liver is, it's a very very one of the important function have liver, because if any fat materials are there, that fat materials are digested or break down by this liver. And we already studied in your 7th standard what? The liver is produced in liver contain what? Bile, and that bile which is produced bile juice, and that bile juice is stored in the gallbladder, right? And what is the function of this bile juice? The bile break down the fat into what? Smaller material or the small globules. It's very very important. The fats are the ultimate digestion of the fat is happening in the liver, and for the breakdown of the fat, bile helping. Okay, that bile juice break down the fat into the smaller globules. Now, and also one more thing is that is the reason, when a small kid, when an infant baby is born, the parents will not feed any fat materials. Fat is which contain the high energy, but even they will not give. Why? Because small kids, the liver is not well adapted. It will take time for the complete completion of complete growth of liver. It will take more time. That's the reason at the beginning they will give only the light food materials. Okay, so liver is very very important, because which contain bile, that the bile helping to break down fat into small globules. Moving to the pancreas. Pancreas contain again pancreatic juice. And what is the function of pancreatic juice? Means this pancreas producing pancreatic juice contain an enzyme, and that enzyme, two enzymes are there. That is, one is trypsin and the second one is lipase. So clear? So another secretion getting from small intestine is what? Pancreas, which contain pancreatic juice, and that pancreatic juice secrete two enzymes. That is, one is trypsin and the second one is lipase. And the function of trypsin is breaking down the proteins. If any protein is there, it will be breaking into small pieces. And lipase, like liver, lipase is also break down the fat molecules into smaller material. So clear? Understood? Function of liver is to break down the fat into small globules with the help of bile juice. But pancreas, which contain pancreatic juice, which secreting two enzymes. What are the enzymes? Trypsin and lipase. function of trypsin is to break down the protein into the small components, and the function of lipase is to break down the fat components into small sum. Okay, so these all breakdown happening in the small intestine only, especially the liver and pancreas. Now it is ultimately it is going to the intestinal juice in the small intestine. So now you know already some of the carbohydrates, some of the proteins, some of the fat already break down till this path. Now at last we know the small intestine which contain what? Intestinal juices, and that intestinal juices is very very important, because every digestion, look at that intestinal juice convert the carbohydrate, all the carbohydrate into glucose, all the fat into fatty acid, and all the proteins into amino acid. This is the last digestion, the last breakdown happening in the small intestine, especially where with the help of intestinal juice. And that intestinal juice ultimately convert all the small carbohydrate into glucose, all the splitted fat into fatty acid, not only fatty acid, fat into fatty acids and glycerol, and all the small proteins into amino acids. So clear? So carbohydrate into sugar, fat into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. And these ultimate conversion happening in the small intestine with the help of intestinal juice. Clear everyone? So till here only we have the digestion process of this nutrition. Okay, now after that, now the digestion happening, we know that after digestion what happen, what is the next process? Digestion means the breakdown of food material. Now once the food is breakdown, now the need to be absorbed, the carbohydrate, protein, fat, everything is breakdown into sugar, fatty acids, glycerol, and amino acids. All these are the smallest form. Now this and also this is the food form of food. Now this can be absorbed by all the cells in the body. Now after digestion, next process is absorption, and we know that absorption also happening in very small intestine. Who is helping for the absorption in small intestine? We know that small intestine having what? There are so many finger-like projections, millions of finger-like projection. That is nothing but blood vessels only, and that is called what? Villus, or singular is villus, plural is villi. And that villus is increase the surface area of absorption, and we know it is a blood vessels, and through this it will be reaching to all the parts of the body, and the digested food is absorbed by the blood and transported to all the parts of the body. So clear that villus, with the help of villus, it is absorb all the form of food like sugar, amino acid, fatty acid, and it is reaching to the blood, and through the blood vessels it is reaching all the parts of the body. Okay, so now absorption is also over. Now after absorbing everything, what happening? Now it may contain some undigested food materials and some other waste as all, and from there it is going to the next part of the alimentary canal, that is called what? Large intestine. So digestion, absorption, assimilation, assimilation is also there. Assimilation is nothing but with the help of the protein. With the help of the absorbed protein, the human body will produce some complex materials like tissue, cells, you know, that happening. That is assimilation. That also 7th standard you studied. So digestion, absorption, assimilation all happening in the small intestine. Then we know some undigested food and unwanted materials are there, that is moving from small intestine to the large intestine. Now when that material reach to the large intestine, now what is happening in the large intestine? The final absorption, which means within that undigested material, is there any water molecule and some minerals are there, and finally it will be reabsorbed in the large intestine. Now all the water and minerals are absorbed. Now all are waste material, and that will be moving through the anus, it will be moving out. So clear? So that's it about what? The nutrition in animals. So all the process is happening from the mouth, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and through the anus all the undigested material is going out. So